Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? And I hope you're really fine. Okay, so we start our discussion today. Before that, I want to tell you about critical thinking because critical thinking is relevant to topic today. Our topic is about critical thinking in university student. So, what is critical thinking? Critical thinking is a way of thinking and criticizing something by question an idea or problems. Critical thinking generally involves the ability to make decisions in a wise way. In addition, based on this definition, critical thinking is also understanding to produce the most optimal decision. Critical thinking can be understood as one of the soft skills that is very important in helping someone organize. By having a critical mind, problem and decision can be solved appropriately. And according to Moyer, at this time, the challenge of educational institutions must be able to produce human resources who have 21st century competencies. The 21st century competency skills are defined as a breadth of set knowledge, skill, work habits, and characters that are considered important for the success of the today's world. Then how are the people who has critical thinking skills? Okay, usually someone who has this ability has the characteristic of thinking systematically, logically, and objectively about something. For example, in terms of solving problems, someone who thinks critically tends not to easily believe in anyone until he really gets evidence. By collecting data and analyzing and processing data, and then he concludes and making decisions logically based on the data he has obtained earlier. Then how to improve your critical thinking? Okay, critical thinking can be improved in several ways. First one is having a lot of questions. Having a lot of questions indicates that a person often think about a matter or problem even though it's a stupid question. It is precisely from questions that are considered absurd that the brain's ability to think will be trained. For example, if no one thought about the question of why apples fall down from the trees, the law of gravity proposed by Isaac Newton would not exist today. All of this data starts from your way of thinking that must be thirsty of information and answered even though later your question will be underestimated by others. Okay, the second one is digging for information. After we have a lot of questions about the thing or problem that we get, the next step is to dig for answer and information as much as possible. Either took the opinion of an expert, reading books from our surroundings because the information is useful for us to analyze systematically and objectively. The third is writing or collection information. Collecting information and making it systematic can be done in any way, but the easiest way is to write systematically. This step is just as important as the previous one so that the information that has been attracted can be collected and not scattered. The fourth is analyzing the information or data. Okay, next step is to analyze and data or information that has been written earlier. This analysis aims to find possibilities that exist for considered in terms of making decision. After analyzing the data or information, you find several problem-solving solutions. And the last one is consider or the decision and its implication. The final step is to make a decision from several solutions that have been found in the previous step. In making decision, you also have to think about what implication and consequences will have an impact on you and the surrounding environment. Try to find the best solution to solve the existing problem. Use systematic, logical, and objective thinking in terms of decision making because who knows the decision you make not really affect you but also affect others people too. And there are steps you can take to train and improve critical thinking. We move to the next material is benefit of critical thinking. First one is become more open-minded. Benefit of critical thinking is to be more open-minded to different opinion. When you receive new information or look for solution to exit problem, you can still objective with pre-existing sources of knowledge. And the second is problems are easily solved. Critical thinking can also make it easier for you to solve problems because you will find a common thread from the problems that are being focused. This critical thinking ability can also help you to find solution. In other words, critical thinking can improve your solution problem solving skill. And the third is misperceptions are minimized if you are not used to critical thinking. Misperception will be biggest challenge. Critical thinking can make it easier for you to describe the opinions of others and not easily believe them. When you know the person's perceptions is wrong, you will help to find the truth. This will certainly minimize misperceptions. The fourth is knowing your own abilities. The next benefit of critical thinking that you can better understand your abilities, especially when you're analyzing problem critically. You will find new information that was previously unknown. This will make you more aware of your abilities and can find to prove them. And fifth is able to communicate better indirectly. Critical thinking can improve your communication skill. Critical thinking can make you communicate the ideas that come to mind systematically and more informatively so that it is easy for others to understand you. And the last is not easily taken advantage of by others. Cases about the spread of religious sects that are contrary to religious teaching, such as terrorism and increasingly widespread. One of the objects that is often victimized is students. However, this will not happen if you continue to don your critical thinking soft skill. Okay, in this day age, students as agents of have unwritten demands to continue develop and use ideas by critical thinking. Students who usually think critically will dig up information and understand the problem well so that they can make wise decisions. Critical thinking must be applied in various situations because of the environment does not support critical thinking, and this is certainly what higher self-development. Critical thinking will encourage the brain to continue to wonder so that the questions stored in the mind must be answered. However, when someone has high knowledge, then ask a lot of questions, it's not common to be considered the labeled smartest, complicated, looking for face, and other things. Actually, people ask because of high curiosity, not intending to taste or seek attention, but to dig up as much information as possible from people who understand more. So that's material today. So that's our material today. Now we next to the Q&A session. Thank you.